Happy Wednesday, I'm Shanghai. I'm not going to call it Warthog Wednesdays because, well, it's not really Warthog Wednesday. It's just an update about Warthog Wednesday and the Phoenix House and what I'm doing and what we can expect hopefully for the channel going forward. So we did run into a little snag. The last one, I think it's the last hurdle here for the channel, and that is I got great new equipment. I got the cool new mic, got cool new lights. Thanks to my son and his wife. They stocked up with that stuff. And new monitor and new sound, the whole bit, the whole system. So it's really cool. And I moved the studio from, well, the living room here in this condo that I'm remodeling to the overlook area of the living area, which is a little lofty area. And so that's where my new studio is here. Still got a flag behind me. And but we'll be able to do some cool new things here and return my living room to a living room as I'm remodeling this place. But anyway, so that's coming along. But all this new cool technology requires a little more computer power and bandwidth than I have. So got to upgrade the computer. Wasn't planning on doing that. It just needs more memory, more power. And then also, we've got fiber optic here in the neighborhood from AT&T, but it's super expensive for their top tier of service, which is kind of the bandwidth that I'm going to need in order to stream with a live chat with guests. Remote guests, and I do have some cool guests that I've talked to about lining up for the show. So we will be back. I'm not going to say like it's going to be next week because I've been saying that for weeks, right? So, but I think it might be next week, frankly, hopefully. But so if you want to donate to the channel for technology, you should do that. That'd be great. So maybe you guys text from back and kick a little bit of that to the Too Big Full channel because we need that. As I sort of donated my liquid funds to the Phoenix House because that's the next thing. So the other limiting factor to the channel is just my time, and as you know, maybe if you've watched the first Momentarily Mental segment I did, balanced life, maintaining it. I'm not very good at that. I haven't been very good at that. I'm getting better at it, and one of the things along with that is just saying no to things, and just can't take on everything. And so, but this thing about getting air conditioning in the upstairs resident areas of the Phoenix House is becoming very important, obviously, as it starts to heat up, and it has been heating up here quite a bit, hot and humid. In fact, we've had a record number of tornadoes just already in the tornado season. We've had a record number for a whole year, so it's just been nuts. There's just below me here's the stairs, and underneath the stairs is like a hidey hole, and so that's my place. I don't have much stored in there. I got like a hard hat. I got work gloves, work boots. I got a shovel. I got radio. Got batteries, chargers, lights. All that stuff. Just in case we get the big one here, and I got to dig myself out or something because there's not a basement close by here. A lot of public spaces don't allow you to just show up anymore. Go to the basement. So that's my place, and I've been spending a fair bit of time in there. Just the other night there's a trail that's went up just south of us here. I'm about 2 miles south of Will Rogers Airport. I'm the extended center line for 17 left actually, and there was a tornado. There were some tornadoes out west. We get pretty good warning here. This place where Doppler radar was invented, and so there were some tornadoes forming out to the west of us, about 30 miles or so. So we had plenty of warning, but then one just popped up just right over the airport. I mean, literally just spun up right over the airport. Sirens went off, rain was torrential, hail, cloud to cloud, cloud to ground lightning, ton of it. And I took shelter, so anyway. It's funny too, the next day I walked in Phoenix House, and inside the front lobby, there's a dry erase board where the staff will write messages for the residents, meeting and whatever. And somebody clever wrote down there, when the tornado sirens, the emergency sirens sound, report to the basement, unless you grew up in Oklahoma, in which case meet out on the front porch to watch the storm go by. I thought that was pretty clever. That's what people do around here. I did peek out the front door a couple of times just to see what's going on, but right back to the hidey hole because the wind was whipping around. See the verga just being created in the sky. The storm just sucking energy into it as the cold front meets the dry, humid air, and mesocyclones popping up. It was crazy. So, but anyway, it's getting hot, obviously, and humid, very humid, and the residents are a little miserable over there. So, some window unit air conditioners, fans, that kind of stuff. But ghastly expensive to run window unit air conditioners. You can't do that all summer. There's 7 rooms up there, with 2 windows in both of them. So I think it's a total of like 11 window units. You can imagine an electric bill for 11 window unit air conditioners. It's not tenable. So, but I was raising funds because we didn't get that grant. I explained that in the other video, but hopefully we'll get that at the end of this fiscal year. But that kind of helps this summer. So, but raising funds to fund 2 new 5-ton units for the upstairs at Phoenix House, and so the old ones are. I think it's been 5 or 6 years since you could charge Freon. They still use Freon. So you can't even charge them up. One of them, the motor seized up. They're just inoperable. So they need to be replaced. So I'm about $800 short of that actually, and I committed to through the end of this month, well, really through next Monday. If we're not there by then, somebody else is going to pick up the mantle on that one because I got to get on with other things. So I don't like to fail. So donate to the Phoenix House. I'll put the instructions down in the comments. Every little bit helps. We've had some great donations from some of our loyal followers on the channel. I really appreciate that. For those folks that are always faithful for that kind of stuff, and it's a good cause, obviously. This guy's deserve to be cool this summer. So, and cooler heads prevail. So you get 22 guys in a house, and they're warm, and they're hot, and they're sticky and wet and sweaty and humid. And don't feel, nobody feels good like that. You can't get good rest. And tempers can flare. So I'm not saying they have, as far as I know, but they certainly can. So it's important for a lot of reasons. I mean, their health and well-being, of course, so they deserve it. So it's expensive stuff, though, and it's a nonprofit, and it just doesn't pay very much for those bed nights. So I think it's 22. We have 22 beds. I think it's 17's break even. I mean, and nobody's making money there. I mean, so. The director that could make 5 times as much in the private sector with their experience in education, and most of the rest are volunteers. So anyway, that's that. But I'm just going to move on to, I got to get the book finished. I've given myself a deadline of Labor Day for the book to be up in print, and so I got to get that cranking and get finished. So. And also the channel, it takes a lot of work to do this thing. It's a lot more than I thought, actually. I enjoy it, but it's a lot of work. And I like it, but I obviously going to be consistent, and I want to do that. So I'm going to get back to that, hopefully next Wednesday. But so I'm going to be beating the bushes for the last $800 for these next few days and getting that done. And then I also took on a project for the director of Phoenix House, Dana. Her daughter is graduating from high school, and got a full-ride scholarship to a great private university here in Oklahoma City to study theater directing. And so that's cool. Super talented young lady. And so they were having a reception in the backyard. Of course, Mother's Day was the week before that. And so Dana's got a huge family, and she always hosts. And the backyard needed a lot of work. To make it super nice. So I spent about 50, 60 hours working do that. I enjoy that kind of work. When I was the resident director of Phoenix House for this time, every Friday I would go over to the house, to Dan's house, and spruce up our backyard for the weekend. I enjoyed getting out outside and doing that and doing some physical labor, and it's just kind of therapeutic for me. So I spent a lot of time over there last 2 weeks doing that. But I said, look, I'm going to do what I can for this fundraiser for these air conditioners, but then I got to move on at some point, so I'm going to do that. But and that's part of maintaining a balanced life, is having a balance of things. So I need to balance my own things. When we talk about elephant listing, I got to start eating my own elephant. So the bottom line is so that's what's going on with that. So anyway, just hang with me. I really appreciate everybody's patience and support, and we'll get back to it here very soon. So working on it, and look forward to it. So again, if you want to donate, I'll put the instructions down in the link below the post here, and just donate, just say whether it's for Phoenix House or the channel or both. Every little bit helps. It doesn't have to be a huge amount, of course. So had some wonderful supporters of the channel donate generously thus far, and I really appreciate that. I appreciate anyone that would like to support the veterans over at Phoenix House or this guy. So I donate most of my funds to the fundraiser for all of them for the air conditioners myself. So and of course volunteer my time. So I got to get back to some productive stuff for me, and I'm going to do that. So anyway, appreciate you guys, and we'll talk again soon. Attack!